going to the movie and people was walking by saying it?
Sure
It was
was.
very weird.
Was it weird?
Yeah. I was like, hi.
I feel like that's the type of world I belong in.
Probably.
Like, just, everything just, luxurious.
What does that got to do
Bright.
with saying hi, Barbie?
I mean, people need to address me with certain, address me as such.
Oh, okay.
And it don't have to be Barbie.
Oh.
But after seeing the Barbie movie, I want to be a Barbie.
Okay.
Because, I feel like the last couple of decades or whatever, since we started getting into, body positivity and all this other stuff like that, the girls have been harping down on Barbie, unrealistic waistlines and this plastic aesthetic beauty standards but it's like,
But okay, so I just thought of this. Barbie wasn't think of nothing. Like, Barbie didn't have ass and titties.
she didn't.
Barbie was just skinny.
She had a killer waistline.
So where did the ass and titties come from? Like,
wait, do Barbie?
where did the small waist, the big ass, and the big titties come from if it's this whole Barbie aesthetic? Because Barbie ain't got no ass and titties now.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it stumped me.
I would love her waistline, though.
Yeah.
Totally would love her waistline.
I mean, I guess if you don't eat, I don't know. Because, some people gain weight if they don't eat.
I gain weight if I don't eat or if I do eat. But that's a different story. So clearly we went to go see the Barbie movie. And
Yeah.
it was an experience.
Yeah, I agree.
One of the best movies I've seen, post-COVID, I will say.
I hadn't seen a lot post-COVID, but...
Right, yeah, that's true. That's
No,
true.
I think it was a really good movie because, we didn't know what to expect going into the movie theater. Like, we grew up with Barbie.
Yep.
Like, we were talking about how I had the Barbie dream house, Barbie had a Mustang, and then Barbie had a wardrobe. Like, all the little miniature clothes were on hangers in a wardrobe. Like, I had all of that.
Yes.
So I loved playing with Barbie when I was growing up. I don't remember a lot of the variations of Barbie. Like, apparently there was a pregnant Barbie. Like,
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I don't know. But hopefully by now, we saw it a while ago, but hopefully by now y'all have seen it by the time this episode comes out, because we finna drop some spoilers.
We are.
We're
We are.
dropping
So,
spoilers.
what do you say? Trigger warning or something? Or
Spoiler
whatever.
alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I hope that you've seen it. It's been out for a while.
Right.
So,
And even if you haven't seen it, you've seen some of the feedback and stuff that's been going around. So, we about to spill the beans. We're going to give you our take, what people thought. I also had the Barbie bedspread, the black Barbie with the ballerina and the Barbie Jeep. Like, I had the,
Oh, the one you ride.
the one you ride. Oh, yeah. Like, for sure.
Is that a Barbie? I feel like I had the Barbie Jeep.
For
It might have just
sure.
been a regular Jeep. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. But Jeep
my
and
first
Barbie
car.
and stuff like that, that's your first car.
It's my first car.
There you go. Wow. Man. So I did, when we went in, I was like, you know what? I was expecting a little bimbo, cute, nostalgic type of feeling, like it's just everything that is prissy. And I was like, I'm just happy to see something prissy without it being so shunned and it being so negative and stuff. I feel like it was going to be a light little movie, but oh my goodness.
It was not light. By a
Bitch
long
was
shot.
crying.
Real tears.
We cried.
Real tears.
And some of my friends that have went, they said like they got like clapping and cheering on certain parts of the thing. So,
I can imagine.
Me too.
Yeah.
I wanted to stand up and run up and down the aisle. That's how.
Not do a shout.
Yeah. I was gonna run around in Tabernacle because
Oh my God.
that was, oh my goodness. So we do have a couple of anonymous tidbits. So it's like it's just so much to unpack this episode. Should we start off with our anonymous letters, or should we like go into it, switch it up, like pop it up? I don't know. I'm excited.
I don't know. I guess let's start with our strawberry letters.
Okay.
Just to get get us talking.
Cause y'all want to yank people's edges, and y'all kind of scare me. You kind of scare me with some of the things y'all got going on, but we don't judge here. We don't judge, so I'm just gonna hop into it. You looking scared? You should definitely be a little bit like scared.
I'm always nervous with the questions.
I try not to. Yeah, we try to look at it. I have to breeze through a few of them before the show, but it's so hard to pick through them. Shout out to y'all who have been actually sending stuff, because y'all mess with us, we mess
Right.
with y'all too. But Asia doesn't typically know what it is. So, I had a little kiki when I looked at these. So we're just gonna jump into it. All right. All right. I'm having, and this is an anonymous, I'm assuming this is a male submitter. I'm having an emotional affair on my girl. I have not had any physical contact with this other woman, but I constantly think about her when I'm not around her. And it's getting to the point where I think about her while I'm having sex with my girl. I don't want to lose my girl though. Ladies, help me out.
Friends?
Whew.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Do I need to read it again? Or you
No,
got
I
it?
think I
You got it?
got
Okay.
Okay. So it's for me personally, this may not be everybody. Emotional cheating is way worse than physical cheating.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 times. It's like 20 times worse. It's real bad. Because when a man emotionally connects himself to a woman or any woman, whether it's another woman or your woman, that's a huge step for a man because a man doesn't just do that off rip.
Sure doesn't.
So for you to emotionally connect to a woman that's not your woman,
And then you thinking about it while you having sex.
I mean, you can't control your thoughts sometimes. So I'm not gonna, bash you about when you think about her. The question lies in how do y'all know each other?
Right. How did this like if it's at work, like how
Yeah,
is it
like
at
how
the
do y'all
gym?
know each other? How did you get to the point of having this emotional connection to where you've never touched her? Because it's like there had to be a buildup, a leading up to having this type of attachment to somebody where during sex you think about, because I don't think he's actively like, oh, I want to think about this other girl, especially not the way he wrote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like something that's just coming up.
Yeah.
Just because.
My advice would be if you want to be with your woman, you need to break this off and don't tell her.
How do you break off an emotional attachment?
You need
with
to
somebody?
do whatever you need to do. You need to sage. You need to get an exorcist, or you need to go get hypnotized. Whatever you need to do, because we know, like you said, with ladies, an emotional attachment. Oh my God, that would crush me.
But I mean, yes, I'm thinking about him only. I can't think about his girlfriend because she didn't write in. Just advice for him is how do you break off an emotional attachment with somebody? Like, how do you cut that off? Whether you had a girlfriend or not, if you didn't want that attachment to them, how do you break that off? Like,
I correlate it as, like an addiction or some type of sin. You got to work at it and you got to literally do drastic changes. Like you can't have one toe in the pool.
Yeah.
Like if you have to do whatever you got to do to not be around this person, to cultivate some new habits to where you can distract yourself to where it becomes a habit to where you don't think about this person.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do it because like this. Dang, and now the more that we talk about it, I'm like, don't tell her, like just end it so that you can, you know what I'm saying, move on in good conscience and stuff like this. But it's like,
I don't think you'd be in good conscience if he never had the conversation with his girl about it. Like I don't think his conscience would be good. Like I think part of that is why he still think about her.
That is true.
Because it's just him.
Would you want your man to tell you if he had an emotional connection with someone and he like, hey, I still love you, but this is going on?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man, that's so hurtful.
Honestly, I feel like for me, those kind of things come out. Like we ain't gotta have no sit down, let's go to dinner conversation. Like I feel like it would come out. Like I would start seeing things or you would start behaving differently. I feel like something would come out. But would I be mad because you didn't tell me? I'm not sure. Like that's hard because it's like, my questions would be the same. Like, how did you get this emotional connection to her? Like, how do you know her? Like, why are y'all connected? What have y'all, if it's not been physical, what have you done to get you in this situation? So, and I feel like I wouldn't want to come down on him because it's an honest.
It is. It happened because you be married for 40, 50 years. It's like, man, you definitely don't want to cheat on your partner. But when we say forever to death do us part,
some shit that went down.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we still we became friends later on in life. Like, you haven't met all the people that you're gonna love.
Right.
So what if I just bump into this person? It's somewhere where we go to work or we go to church together, and it's literally, man, you're just so nice, and you listen. And it's like the most mundane things. But then you can have a wonderful spouse who does all of that. It's just that, we're human.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
like I feel like you have to make a choice to cut that off.
Yeah. I mean, that does, I think that's the nature of being in a relationship. I think every day you make a choice to be with the person that you with. Because there's always something else out here. Whether the grass is greener over there, that's up for discussion. But there's 7-8 billion people in the world.
Exactly. And nigga, what you think you're gonna do? Just leave her and y'all gonna be together?
And that's another thing.
Why immediately?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be another somebody else?
Exactly. And then it's like, as a woman, as his woman, if he told me this, of course I would be appreciative and I have to process all of my feelings. But there ain't gonna be like a little feeling of inadequacy or like insecurity, because I'm like, dang,
I think that would be the initial feeling. But I think if you have conversation about like why he feels this way, you can't expect somebody to. It's just like if somebody walk by and their head don't turn. Like, you can't just, like, that's abnormal for you to expect that. Like, you expect him to be like, I don't see nobody else. Don't everybody else invisible. Like, it's not realistic.
It's not. It is, man. We need to start getting these people like on the live or something, because I got questions. But like, if you want and value your relationship, I say do whatever you got to do to end this, and don't
you can't be around this person. You can't talk to this person, and you need to come clean, because it's gonna always be on your conscience. And as long as you're the only person that knows this, you're gonna still sneak and have these thoughts.
Okay, so you think he should tell his partner?
Yeah, I think he should have a conversation.
Okay. And you need to think
about. And I think the partner should be open to understanding that this is a human being. Like,
that's true.
If he hasn't, and two, what's your idea of cheating? Some people don't think anything outside of physical touch is cheating.
I guarantee you, if the tables were turned and she came to her dude about this, so we need to link up at exactly. Think about all this stuff. Like, is it worth it?
Yeah, me and Travel list. You can not call them for 24 hours and they sobbing like, oh my gosh, she done left me. Who you was with?
You time for what you want. Oh my goodness. So, emotional affairs.
That's some scary shit.
That's so hard. It is. It is.
That's some scary shit.
Think about how y'all having sex. What y'all been talking about? Thinking about you. That would hurt. That would hurt me. I'm like, you might as well go. Man, you should have. No, you shouldn't have cheated. But like that.
The
amount of therapy that we're gonna have to go through. Like, it's like therapy, church, Sunday, Wednesday.
I mean, I think the conversation just starts with why and how. And as long as your partner is open to having a conversation. Like me, I'm a why person. I'm always trying to figure out how and where and when we turn left and how we got to this situation. And if the conversation makes sense, it makes sense. Now, if there's other things that I feel like you were doing that were harmful to our relationship that got you to the point of being emotional, then we got a problem. Yeah. But I'm going to understand and try to listen, like, where you coming from. Now, if you lying, then we got another problem. And I can tell a liar. But I feel like if everybody was more open to having these types of conversations with people and realizing that we're all still human beings. We were born in this world by ourselves. Even if you got a twin, you came out first, the other one came out second. You know what I mean? Like, we have to understand that we're all human beings and we're going through this life, and it is what it is. And we need to be more understanding. So have the conversation, and if some shit went left and it should have went right, then discuss the problem. But don't jump off the bat at somebody's neck about something that happened. Now, if he physically cheated, then we ain't gonna talk about it.
There's no discussion, and you definitely need to, like you said, you still want to be with your girl. You got to cut this off. Like, it's no community. I don't care if y'all work together, see each other 40 hours a week, whatever.
Somebody got to quit.
You gonna have
somebody got to quit.
Oh, for sure, period. Especially if you tell her, like, and when you go to this woman, if you plan on, because she said tell her, I said cut it off, and you know what I'm saying, quickly
tell
handled it.
your girlfriend.
Yeah, talk to your girlfriend about it. I say cut it off and you need to, move forward from this. But when you go to your girlfriend, if you choose to talk to her, you need to already have solutions in tow. Like, hey, I did this. I'm not talking to her. This. And you're going to have to do a lot of reassuring and validating. Not anything beyond reason, but you're going to, just like you've established something and you've got to marinate on it and build an emotional attachment, you're going to have to give her a chance to process everything and see how she needs to feel with you within reason. Don't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to call. If somebody wants you to call them 10 times a day but it's like, you're going to have to let her go through her process as well, just like you develop an attachment with this other person.
Yeah.
So grace, mercy, and patience.
I watch.
And money. You need to.
Oh my God.
You need to be getting gifts out I'm talking about.
If gifts not her love language, she don't give a shit.
Whatever her love language is, you need to be doing it. You need to be doing that.
So I watched 90 Day Fiance, and it's this young couple on there. The girl is Filipino, and the guy is from, I want to say like Texas area or something, somewhere in the U.S. But anyways, it's the other way. So the American is moving to the other country on this series. Okay. And the girl they young. They like 20, 19 maybe. Yeah, they real young. And so the girl says she had a boyfriend before that cheated on her multiple times. So she's so insecure to the point where they are on WhatsApp video all day and all night.
Oh, no.
When I'm talking about, they just sit on the phone because she says that if she's not watching him on the phone, then he could be out cheating.
Why would you even want to put yourself through that torture?
He crazy as she is. Like, they're both crazy. The shit is toxic as fuck. He's moving over there. He's gone over there, finding out that their religion is you can't even hug without the permission. So she's being raised by her grandparents. You can't hug without the permission of the elders. Like, the shit is bad. His mom begged and pleaded him not to go over there. The whole time he flying over there, whenever he not on the plane, he got to be on video. He was boarding a plane. A passenger, he by himself. He don't know who's sitting next to him. A passenger was a female sitting next to him. The girl went off. The girlfriend. She went off. You told me you wouldn't be sitting next to female. He was like, I'm on an airplane. I don't know who's coming on this plane. So he got up and asked somebody to move seats with him to appease her.
That's not even like for him to even want to be with it.
Crazy. That sounds like a Lifetime movie. Like
it does. Somebody gonna snap and hurt somebody. Like that's Okay.
But don't be like she can't in turn make you do some stupid shit like that. Like
that's true.
There still like maybe her trust may be broken because you have an emotional connection, like or whatever you did to get this connection, but don't be a fool and do no dumb shit. Like that's the reason I explained that. That was so off topic, but
it was. But now it went full circle.
That's the whole reason it came up. Don't do no dumb shit like that.
Please don't. Please and get it together, Mr. Sir. Please,
Miss Sir. Please, Sir, Mr. Sir.
All right. Let's see. We got another one. Okay. Y'all killing me with these. Okay. I'm a heterosexual woman who's been bi-curious for a while, but I'm not sure how to tell my boyfriend. Any advice? I don't want to break up with him. I just want to try a woman. Have y'all ever felt this way? And any advice on how to break this to my boyfriend of 4 years?
I ain't never felt that way.
I ain't never wanted to do no carpet munching.
None. But I wonder if he would care.
True.
Like, okay, let me not be absolute. There are some men who consider all things cheating, including being with a woman. But I think if you approach, you got to know your man. Like if your man is the type, you already had this conversation, like cheating is cheating is cheating is cheating, then girl, just let it go. Like exactly. You don't want to be with her. Why you want to?
And if you're bi-curious and you want to be with the man, why don't you, kind of like joke around and say, hey, you want to have a threesome or something like that. If he be like, no.
But I don't think that's where she's headed. I think that the fact that she needs to have a conversation with her man is saying that, no, I don't want a threesome. I just want to have sex with a girl. Like, I think it's no, we couldn't.
Oh, she don't want to include the guy.
Right. I think she just, because she was like, because why are we messaging us to ask if we've been bi-curious and I'm afraid to tell my boyfriend? She don't want him in the picture. She wants to just go have sex with a girl. And she's scared because she thinks that he might not be okay with it. There may be more guys that are okay with it than are not, But there are some guys that's like, fuck no, it's still cheating.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like if a guy cares about you, he's not gonna want you to do that, because when you open up Pandora's box like that, like a woman and woman, they have equipment that I can't. It's different and it's still pleasurable, but I can't compete with that. So if you find satisfaction in that, who's to say when you get that, when you come back to me, it's gonna be like, man, it just ain't doing it for me.
Yeah, because rumor has it, men don't know how to carpet munch like women do.
That's what I heard too.
So I don't know.
That's what I heard
Girl,
too.
stay with your man.
Stay with your man.
Don't try it out. If you not want to be with a woman and leave your man, don't even worry about it. Like, just let it go.
Or maybe do a hall pass. Say,
I
hey,
don't
for a
believe in
week.
hall passes.
I don't believe in it either, but clearly
stay with
this
your man.
girl.
Stay with your man.
But after 4 years, you like bi-curious to the point where you writing in anonymously on a podcast.
Stay with your man. That's my answer.
It seemed like the sin is already in her head.
Well, my advice, let it go. Stay with your man. What are you doing it for?
Because, like, what you want to just lick some titties or something?
Yeah, what are you doing it for? What is the point?
Because she bi-curious.
So why are you bi-curious?
I'm gonna tell you some of y'all not gay, y'all not LGBTQ plus exponential to the fourth power. Some of y'all just freaks, and you need to control that. You need to control that, because if you get, girl, do you see the data pool out here? Have you not even watched a podcast? We complaining about niggas every other episode. And you been with somebody for 4 years. Now 4 years, I'm like, okay, it's a ring and toe, because girl, if not, then I say skip out and eat all the carpet you want to. But
is that a good man, Savannah, or
exactly?
Or is it time? Is it time to move on anyway, or are you staying with your man? Like, my advice: you've been with this man for 4 years. You coming to us basically because you're not sure how he's gonna react, if you should even do it. I say let it go. I say stay with your man. Like, girl.
I say test the waters and see, have a little conversation. You know how to ask those probing questions to get the answers that you want. I say you need to do that to kind of just see where he's at. And then, if he be like, y'all have a conversation of you just testing the water on some things, and he's like, no, then don't do it. But if he say, hey.
I feel like the no gonna make her want to do it more, because the people are just rebellious.
Well, then she needs to break up with him then. And do what she needs to do.
Pick your man or pick the woman. But you got to pick one.
That's true.
Like, you got to pick one.
That's true.
Because if he say no, you're going to be even more curious. People are just naturally rebellious.
Y'all got a lot going on, but we don't judge, though.
And no, I've never been bi-curious.
I've never
dealt with the situation, but
either.
just.
Now, I like going to, like, if I go to I like going to strip clubs to see women. I don't like to see men. Like, that's probably about the most, like, I can admire a woman's body, like, at a strip club. Like, oh, she's bad or something like that in that type of setting. But I don't want to lick a nipple.
No.
Or a labia.
A labia.
I don't. Oh God, I honestly don't see how. I mean, I see how guys do it, but it's like I just wouldn't want to do that.
No. Okay, I'm gonna be real honest.
Oh girl, what you doing in college?
No,
oh, Lord.
Fuck no. I am you, maybe not me. I am so far from trying any shit like that. No, but I be thinking like you said how I don't want to lick it, I don't want to go down, I don't want to see it. I be thinking like me and like. Why y'all like this so much? Like,
exactly. Like, do y'all really like? And
I'd be like, I'm not going down there. Like,
I would never. And then some of y'all eat ass, and I love that, by the way. But I'm not eating nobody's.
No, I'm not eating
anal cavity.
No,
like not even around it, and you just put it in there, and you, man. I mean, we got to go through childbirth. Do you?
But I'm not doing that.
I mean, we got to go through childbirth, so y'all can eat some ass.
We don't have to. But.
We don't have to, but we choose you. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't even know where they came from. Okay, just crushed in the last 20 seconds of that. But yeah, no, I ain't been bi-curious, but shout out to you. Thank you for being transparent about your feelings. And, whoo, girl, either you want the man or you want some kitty cat.
Pick one. Pick a side.
Pick a side. You cannot have your cake and eat it too, unless your boyfriend is okay with threesomes.
Yeah. I mean, one day he might even bring up, he probably scared to ask you for a threesome, but you got to know your man. Like,
you do.
You just got to know. Like, and I could be going out on a limb and say that a lot of men would consider it. They'd be like, if you came to them, they'd be like, let me think about it.
Yeah, and then when
I don't know if there's no hard nose out here.
Men are jealous though. When you start wanting it more than when you start wanting it a lot and require, they're gonna be like, hold on, this, that, and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the men are sassy these days. They'll start acting sassy instead of like, hey, nah, this ain't finna.
Well, I feel like it's the same with like using toys, like masturbating. There are some men that are like hard no, like because I can't do what that toy do. But then there are some men like join the party, let's have fun, you know. So I
Do
feel
you
like
use toys
yeah.
with your man?
Well, I don't have no man.
I mean, like if you had a man, like in
Oh
your
yeah,
sexual,
yeah. Yeah.
like a lot.
No,
Oh.
no, no. But I feel like it's the same. It's the toy and the woman is the same. I'm grouping them together.
Okay.
And so I think you either have men that are going to be like, absolutely not, you know, because they jealous or whatever. And then you have men that are like, well, let me think about it. Like, let's see, let's try it. Or, you know. But if she come to him and be like, I don't want to have a threesome, I just want to go fuck a girl, he going to be like, whoa,
Yeah,
excuse me,
I'm
what? Sorry, huh?
You got to be prepared to be single.
Yeah.
And then what if you do it and you don't like it? Then you just wasted a 4-year relationship.
But and that's another thing I was saying. Stay with your man and don't worry about it. Like, forget the bi-curious. Like, if you do like it, if you don't plan on being with a woman, let it go. Let it go.
True.
Because if you liked it, you gonna want it again. And then once you over here with a man and he like, hell no, I don't fuck with you like that. Then what you gonna do? You gonna be still bi-curious and cheating on him with a woman?
Oh, because if a man, if you strike some insecurity in them, they're liable to shut down. They're liable to step out. You give them an inch, they're gonna take it to the moon. Not worth it, sweet pea. So yeah, I agree.
Pick one. Pick a side.
Pick a side. Bi-curious. Lord Jesus, she wants to munch on the carpet. Okay. All right. How do y'all feel about the cult fan bases that we see today? For example, Beyonce and Taylor Swift. It is becoming more. Is it becoming more of a toxic idolization and militia since people are literally shunned if they talk against their artistry?
I mean, I feel like let people live their fucking life. Like, why are we so concerned about what other people do? If they want to be a part of the Beehive, the Rihanna Navy, and whatever Taylor Swift fans are called, like, let them people do that. Now, on the other hand, like when you say people get talked bad to, but it's because they picking on them for being so, like, cult type of fans. Like, the Beehive don't go picking on random people. It's usually people that are coming for them.
That's true.
Because they're Beehive members and they stan Beyonce and all this other kind of stuff. Like, I am not a stan of anybody. Like, I have my favorite performers and stuff, but you will never see me talking about I'm the Beehive and this, that, and the other. That's just not my thing. But to each his own. Let people live their fucking life. Like, why we gotta be so up in arms about people's choices these days?
That's true. I don't like that people say like Nicki Minaj's little Navy. What's she called? The Barbs. Like it's getting to the point where these celebrities, they do have like Nicki Minaj, Taylor, Beyonce, they do have a certain amount of power where it's like, man, if they wanted to say, hey, do this, people might actually, gravitate and do that. But it's like some people are, when it starts becoming like a gang, like every time, say for instance, Cardi puts something out, the Barbs got to attack and all, like that's the stupid stuff that I don't like.
Yeah.
And is it becoming more of a cult? No, it's not becoming a cult. Like, you have a fan base, they literally like her, but I'm like, a cult is like,
they're doing things to harm themselves or other people in the name of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, if I say that I'm a Beyonce fan, it's like, or I've talked to some friends or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm not like I said, I'm a Beyonce fan. I wouldn't consider a Beehive because I've only seen her one time in concert and I don't know every Beyonce song. I just can respect her that, like, I think of our time, she's an icon that we get to see that's similar to like the Michael Jacksons and all that stuff that other artists have in their eras. Like, they had Prince, Michael Jackson, a whole bunch of icons. Beyonce is the only one that's selling out 80,000 seat stadiums.
I mean, besides Taylor Swift, but
I'm talking about a black woman. What other black woman? Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. But I'm like, I mean, doing like she was in Jersey. My sister saw her. She was in Jersey twice, 80,000 seat stadium. 2 nights in a row. She'll be in Atlanta 3 nights in a row at the big, you know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't seen that. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And this woman has a black husband and black big nose nappy headed kids and all of this other stuff. I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing. So if I like that, but someone asked like, why didn't you go to the concert? I was like, I didn't want to go. Like, I love this body of work that she did with Renaissance. I love how everybody is represented in it. It's a feel good trap, whatever, disco, whatever thing. But I was like, I just didn't want to see it. And it's like, oh, I thought you was a part of the Beehive. Like, shut up. Shut your face.
Yeah, it's like, well, why are you picking on people? Like, let it go.
Exactly. If I like fucking Tay-Tay, Taylor, they call Taylor Swift. The white people in my job call her Tay-Tay. I ain't even know that. But Taylor Swift is Tay-Tay. If I like Nicki Minaj, and it's getting to the point where it's like now you have a character flaw if you like Beyonce, or if you don't like Beyonce, you hating.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just not like her.
Well, usually the people who just say they don't like Beyonce are a hard no, and it'd be like, just go on with your day. Like,
but why can't they just not like her?
Because they don't usually just be, I just don't like her. It's usually something negative that they're like putting out there. Like, it's like a hard no. It's like, she's this, she's that, she's blah, blah. She's an icon, keep it moving. Like,
yeah, if you don't,
she's a black woman who started out singing when she was, 15, maybe younger.
Yes.
Has been singing a very long time.
That's true.
Like, give her props and keep it moving. So I can understand why somebody would say she's a hater, or they're a hater, because of the reasons why they don't like Beyonce. You can't just be, nobody just says, oh, I just don't like her. Like, nobody says that anymore. They're like, she did, she that. Mama ain't dancing like she used to because she broke her foot. She should have did. Like, it's always something extra instead of just saying, I just don't like her. Like, nobody says that.
If they say that they just don't like her or not feeling her, then I'm like, that's cool. But
yeah,
like you
cool.
said, like Beyonce can't sing. Now, are you comparing her to like Fantasia and Jennifer Hudson and Aretha Franklin? Because she's not a vocalist in that sense, but she can sing.
I think she can sing.
She can. I mean, it's not. Now you want put her on the, you know what I'm saying? Listen to, like you would do a Fantasia, the Mary J. Blige, well, whoever. They will make you get in your feelings, like, for real, without no one.
I feel like it's the type of songs, not the, because let's all be honest, Mary J. Blige can't sing now, so it's the type of music that she put out. Because, and I was thinking about this the other day.
That's what.
There are a lot of artists who come out with this persona because it's what they're going through, whether it's a divorce, a breakup, a man did this, a man did that. And her songs touch people, right? Because we all going through some shit. The happy songs don't mean shit to nobody. So it's like when you try to change up like you put out your second, third, fourth album and you try to completely change from this hurt girl, like Mary J. Blige did, some other artists did, those albums didn't do as well. Because people don't give a fuck when you happy. They only care when you hurting. So I feel like those artists, when they put out those songs, that's the reason why we like them, because we could feel, you have to be relatable. Like, that's the only way you're going to sell anything, is being relatable. So Mary J. Blige can't sing a lick, but every song she had was relatable. Every single one. So that's what got us drawn in. But we up here singing
Janet
about rainbows.
Jackson can't sing.
No, she can't.
Can't sing, but she danced. Michael Jackson was her brother. Great dancer, great.
She famous because Michael Jackson her brother.
Oh,
is that why Tamar famous because Toni Braxton?
Oh, is she famous?
Woo! There we go. I just don't like her, but ooh, she's famous.
I didn't know. I thought she was just Toni Braxton's sister. But she can't sing. Now that girl can sing.
She got a range.
Look like a Muppet Baby. You remember they said on the reel? She's like, he said, I look like a Muppet Baby, and they all was like holding in. Their jaws were swelling. They was trying not to laugh, and she do kind of like a Muppet Baby.
Well, she shouldn't have got plastic surgery.
Yeah, she got too much. Like they all had them, them noses.
If we all could go to the Kardashians' doctor, because honestly, their faces look amazing. The booties don't, but the Kardashians, their faces are snatched. Okay, all the fillers and the Botox they look snatched. People may hate them. For whatever reason you may hate them, but you can't lie and say them faces. Now, Chloe, it gets a little crazy sometimes. Hers be up and stuck. But
Chloe looks so much better than she did before.
Yeah, she does look like I feel like she fluctuates so much. She'll look very plastic, and it could be her makeup artist. Like, it could be the way her makeup looks that day.
That is true.
But that damn Kim, the face is snatched. And all now, when she was younger, she had a big nose.
She did.
Eyebrows with like she looked different. I think now and she'll tell you. She's like, I got hella Botox in my like the girl looks good. She does.
She does. Chrysler, her mom looks good.
Yeah, and she's keeping some of her wrinkles, but she looks good. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like she's not trying to make her face like sheet paper smooth.
Gotcha.
She's still got wrinkles around her eyes. You know, you can tell she's an older woman, but she looks amazing.
Yeah, she does.
So I give it to them. If we could all go to Beverly Hills and go to the Kardashians' doctor, we look damn good. Cause they set their face.
They
okay?
do. They do. You can't hate on that.
You cannot hate on their face.
You can't hate on that. Like they. But yeah, like let these people like who they like in a world where, you know, just little joys. If something or somebody gives somebody a joy and stuff like that, let them like it. But don't force me to like Beyonce, and I won't force you to not like Beyonce or try to give you a thesis of why she can't sing. She's a dancer without all of the theatrics and stuff like that. She would be nothing. And it's like,
yeah, just let
this
people
girl
live.
has been, like you said, since 15 years old for the past 2 decades. This girl has been consistently serving in an ever-changing music industry and society. She has stayed consistent and resilient. Ciara did that.
No. Carrie Hilson ain't did that. And Carrie Hilson wrote a lot of Beyonce songs.
I love Carrie Hilson. I loved her.
She's beautiful. She didn't give me star quality, though.
Are you serious? Like, so we can agree that she can sing.
Oh, she can sing. She can sing her ass off.
And dance.
And write. She can write. She can sing. She can dance. She's gorgeous. Just performing didn't give me nothing.
Now I heard she said something about Beyonce, and that's why we ain't heard from her no more.
I heard that too.
But and then now that
it is what it is.
Now that's when this whole these army fan bases can, the power that they have. What you can say, like, you can blackball somebody. You can say, hey, she's not that girl. See, I think Ciara said something too, and Ciara she been doing little dance reels ever since. She had to marry that football player. So
well, she be with Kelly Rowland. They best friends. No, I feel like star quality is what you have to have. Like again, back to Mary J. Blige. Can't sing a lick, but got star quality.
I wonder why Kelly Rowland wasn't. Like, I feel like Kelly Rowland like had all of the, I ain't gonna say it because I don't want the beehives to come buzzing for me.
They shouldn't if it's about Kelly Rowland.
No, it's not. But I'm like, Beyonce, she came out when she went solo, did the that song and stuff like this. I feel like also it was because of Jay-Z. She was with the hottest rapper at the time, and it gave power couple goals and stuff like that. Because I'm like,
listen, everything that these artists do is publicity. You ain't getting nowhere just because you can sing.
Do you think that her and Jay-Z actually have like a
real
loving marriage?
You know?
No. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
I think it's more than a work deal at this point. You ain't stayed together this long for no work deal.
Oh, for sure. Marriage of obligation, marriage of business. Yes, for sure.
Do I think they love each other? Yeah.
I think they put up a front, which I love. 2 black billionaires showing, all this other stuff like this, man. When they retire to their quarters, she got her nigga and he got his bitch.
You think so?
Yes, girl, I do. I wholeheartedly believe that. You think somebody that powerful with that much access and stuff like that, they could be. And he cheated. That woman has so much ego, power, so much strength, resilience, and she has done things that ain't nobody around her has done. She's like the poster child for this. You gonna embarrass me and cheat on me with Becky with the good hair? She's like, ugh, nigga. We finna capitalize on this. I'm finna make an album. We finna go on tour. You go your way, you go mine. Just don't embarrass me anymore. I bet you she, whatever nuptial agreements they got, bet you that was revised. Do it again. She gonna take everything. I think that it's more of a marriage of business than love. I hope that they are in love.
But is marriage not really a business deal? In some aspect?
It's finna be for me. It's finna be for me because I'm tired. I'm tired. I have not had sex in 5 months.
Praise God.
I don't know if I want to waste my praise on that, but it's good. It's been eye-opening. Yeah. I mean, there ain't nothing to rejoice about.
Why not?
Because, I would like to have sex.
It's still eye-opening that you're not having sex. For one, that you're actively making the choice not to have sex. 2, Are you gaining anything from it?
I am gaining something
Okay,
from
then
it, but
there
I
you go.
would like to be plowed.
Okay, that'll
I want
come
to
in
go
due
to Pound
time.
Town and thug with my rounds. Whatever the girl say.
Whatever the girl said.
Yeah.
She's a girl.
I want to go to
Anyway.
Pound Town. And it's been almost 2 months with that guy. You remember you told me 90 days,
Ah!
and you said you was gonna give me $500 if I didn't do it.
No,
for
I
90.
didn't say that.
Okay, I
We
didn't
got it
know
on
you.
video.
Okay.
That I didn't say anything
Where's
like
the
that.
shot? You know, not being celibate, not getting plowed, kind of
That's
messed
cute.
with.
We hadn't talked about him. It's going well.
It's going well.
Okay.
Slow motion. I feel like at this point, and I don't mean to self-sabotage or anything like this, but until I go down the altar and sign like a marriage certificate, I don't know if I'll ever be like 100% secure. So with it being 2 months in, it's like, with the dating pool, it's like, child.
I also know you.
I'm not like that no more. So you don't know me, actually. But go on.
Because she knew exactly what I was getting at. I mean, you knew.
The girls don't let you change. See,
No.
that was what do you know?
You can change.
What do you know?
It's a work in progress, though, because it's only been 2 months. So, we'll see. She doesn't talk about him, like she talked about the other one.
I showed you a picture.
So she showed me a picture already. She does not, you don't talk about him like you talked about the other one. So I know that it's going well.
I'm scared.
You were scared last time.
But I'm scared for real now this time.
You scared you gonna mess it up?
I'm scared he gonna never.
You scared the
mess it.
other shoe gonna drop?
Yeah.
Normal. That's normal. It's very normal.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've changed a lot.
But you'll self-sabotage waiting on the other shoe to drop, and then the shoe will drop because you self-sabotage. This me. I'm the best advice giver. Taking it. Whole nother story.
You do.
Whole nother story.
Oh my God.
Because we just had a conversation the other day. So.
All I can do is be a genuine person and put my best foot forward and stand on my morals and, just pray over things that I'm doing, and whatever he's doing is going to come to the light.
Exactly.
And I'll be able to move. So it's like, and as much, growing and elevating that I'm doing and trying to do and all of this other stuff, I will still cut a nigga. That has not changed. Don't think that would ever change. Am I incriminating myself on camera? Maybe or maybe not. But I'm just saying, if whomever in whomever's camp decides to watch this, please know that I would like for you not to intentionally fuck with me. I can deal with some fucked up stuff, but for you, I don't intentionally. And we'll just leave it at that because I feel like y'all get. I feel like you get the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We got it. Don't fuck with me.
Don't.
That's usually my life motto too.
Don't play games. And I know it's easier said than done. You can talk to me about anything. You can talk to me about anything. The way I react.
Now you can talk to me about anything. Girl, bye, please. You turned that into a whole, that's the saying means that I'm open and willing to hear what you have to say and I'm not going to go off it. That's what the saying means. But you completely taken that out of the saying.
That's your opinion.
Okay. That's fine.
If you tell me that you, I don't know. What's something messed up? Like you got some girl calling, texting my phone saying you with my man or something like that when we've been together or some little stupid stuff like that. It's
But at that point you can't come to me and tell me anything. We're done. It ain't nothing you can come tell me. See what I'm saying?
Right. It's nothing that I would say. It's what I would do. Because you wasting my time now. You gonna have to go to the ER and you gonna have to chunk that bill up. You gonna be inconvenienced too.
On that note, I feel like we should take a break because
yeah, I need some water.
The minute that she takes 10 steps forward, she takes a couple steps back.
But I won't do this anymore. I'm just saying what I would like to do.
Oh, okay. We'll catch y'all in a minute because Lord. Okay. After all of the strawberry letter conversation, I can't.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut them off there. We'll save some for next time because, ooh, child, y'all. I just looked over a couple of them. I can't anymore. So we want to talk about Barbie though. So as you can see, we have our pink on, my nails pink, although that's pretty much the only color I get. Is pink. Pink is my favorite color. But yeah, so we need to break down the Barbie movie. So we talked about it a little bit before, and how we thought it was gonna be this cute little movie with Barbie being Barbie. That is not what we got.
We got our lace fronts yanked.
Snatched.
Like, so snatched. It was like so many, like, I think I would, like, variations of orgasms. Like, it was aesthetically beautiful. It made you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was just such a happy.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was, oh my goodness, it was funny. It was like, oh, right on. Like, you know, I really felt like as a woman in a unapologetically dainty, because you know these days being prissy is like, you fake, you this and stuff like that. It was so unapologetic and bold, and just like you couldn't help but to not like it, and it was like you felt seen and heard.
Yeah,
it was beauty and it was brains. It's not your typical, oh, that's a cute bimbo. It was like the stuff they were spitting were fire.
So the movie started out with it being just typical Barbie and her living in her dream house. I mean, it was like the real world. Like, it wasn't animated or anything, but it was like, you know, she's speaking to the other Barbies and the other Kens, and they all live in this town, and it's just them, and everything is happy, but the women ran everything in the town.
Yes.
Barbie. So that's how Barbie was when we grew up, which, come to find out, the creator of Barbie was designed Barbie for that reason. Like, women rule the world, basically.
Right. That's right.
So that's how it was. And then, you know, you go through the movie and Barbie goes to the real world. Like, she's not in Barbie world anymore. She's in the real world. Right. And she gets the rudest awakening of her life. Yes. And basically what she comes to find out is that women don't run shit. Like, when they went to the world, she saw how vulgar men could be towards women. How the company who created Barbie World and Barbie was run by men. Like, the woman who had created her was in some little basement type situation. Like, wasn't even in the real world. Like, she just like live in a basement somewhere. So everything was ran by men, and she was like, wait, this is weird. This is not how it is in my world. And it's like, hello, welcome to America.
Welcome to the real world. They even went to, like, when she first went to the real world, she saw like a group of construction people. She was like,
that's
oh,
where the being vulgar.
Yeah, where's the women at? Because, you know, they got, I guess, construction Barbie or something. And she was like, yeah, no. And then, of course, Ken hopped on in and came to the real world as well. And all of those, I guess, he had feelings of like insecurity and just wanted to, like, it lived to exist to make Barbie happy. Yes. So when he got to this world and be like, oh, patriarchy and males and all this other stuff, like they ran stuff, he finally found a sense of like, I got to take this back to Barbie world and take over like white men typically do. So, so that's where the story, that's where it kind of plateaued and started, you know, working toward the plot. So, guess we just gonna start digging in some nuggets. Like, it was so much that I had to kind of write this down because I was just like, I don't want to be like all over the place.
No, but I want to mention this real quick.
Okay.
When we left the movie theater, so I'm crying in the theater. Toya trying to act like she's not crying. We get in the car. We ride down the street in complete silence. Like, like, she was like, she finally said, there's just so much to unpack. And I was like, I know. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Where do we start? Like, what do we talk about? Like, I mean, silence. That's how deep the movie was. It was. Well, now we'll go into the points.
Okay. So we came up with some points. One of the things we wanted to literally highlight is the inclusion of every type of woman, gender, ethnicity, trans woman, how they were represented positively.
Yes.
Like, literally, you had a plus-size Barbie.
Yeah.
You had a Chinese Barbie.
The trans Barbie.
You had a trans Barbie. And it was like nothing was slighted or disrespectful or awkward or nothing. It was just a world of these different sizes and shapes and ethnicities of women coexisting and running stuff.
Yeah.
And this is not knocking the men.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't in your face. Like, this is a trans Barbie. Yep. This is a plus size. It was just, they just knew each other as Barbie.
That's true. And you had to tell me that it was a trans Barbie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that is a nigga. But But it was so beautiful that it's like, man, like the way I was like, this is, can we have this in the real world?
Yeah.
Where we
I
can.
mean, you didn't bring attention to the people being different. We
That's
were
right.
just Barbie.
That's it.
You were just your name.
Oh, my
You weren't the plus size girl. You weren't the trans person.
Yep.
You wasn't, you know, the black girl.
Yep.
Or like, have you ever been called pretty for a black girl? Has anybody ever told you that?
Pretty for a dark-skinned black girl.
I've gotten pretty for a black girl. I've gotten pretty for a dark skinned girl. Like, and that shit's weird.
It is.
Because why is it just not pretty?
Exactly.
But that's my point is everybody was just their name, which their names was Barbie, but that was their name.
And it was I think it was, speaking of black, the president, Issa Rae.
The president of Barbie World, or Barbie Land.
Of, like, the powerful being in Barbie World was a black woman. And it was so many metaphors of like, man, black women, we are the cultivators of so much stuff. We run stuff. Everybody wants to look like us, be like us, act like us. Don't want the oppression that comes with being a black woman. But for them to actually, like, I feel like that was so intentional.
Oh, yeah.
And selective to have, like, literally a black, and she was dark skinned.
Yeah.
She wasn't, shout out to my mixed girls and all this, my mulatto, whatever. Is that it? I think that's offensive. I'm so sorry. Shout out to all my half-breed girls, whatever. You are beautiful, but to have that, I was like, that's nice to see.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, it was, it was.
And that's why I said it wasn't even in your face. You had to take a step back and realize, like, oh, that girl's trans. Oh, that girl's plus size. Oh, wait, the president's black. Like, in the movie never threw it at you and say, like, okay, for instance, I love my gay men. Everybody know all of my best friends are gay. But nowadays, when you watch a sitcom on TV, it almost has to have a gay couple. And it's like they're throwing it in your face. The movie was completely the opposite. It was just people living in a land. They enjoyed each other. They went throughout their daily life, not even realizing that anybody was different.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I really like that about the movie, that they didn't try to throw it in your face.
They didn't. They didn't. There was some, and again, everything was so real. They showed America Ferrera's character.
Yes.
So if you watch the trailers, or if you watch what have you, you probably seen some tidbits of her monologues and her portions of the movie circling around on social media. But the way that she described what it is to be a woman in today's society, I was like,
I'm crying. I was
crying.
I had real tears.
She talked about how uncomfortable it was to be a woman. What did she say? She said, everything is not your fault, but you got to make everything better. But you can't be to this without being this. You can't, like Rumi, Beyonce's quote that she took from Rumi. You got to be, you have to be good, but you can't be too good that you intimidate the man. And it's like, so she's telling these guys who literally had some power. They saw something that had some power and flipped the whole script in Barbie world and took control of everything. And now it's like, okay, let me explain to you what we go through.
Because America Ferrera's character lived in the real world. And Barbie brought her back to Barbie world after Ken turned it into this patriarchal society where the Kens were now running the world. So that's background why America Ferrera was having this monologue to Barbie, because Barbie had given up. She was like, this is not right. This is weird. I don't understand what's going on. And so to bring her full circle, she came back from the real world telling her, this is what it's like. This is women being in this tug of war with society and men and other women pulling you in all these different directions, saying you can't be to this, you can't be to that. And it's always the opposite. So you're literally, as a woman, in this tug of war. And she was explaining it to Barbie because Barbie, of course, didn't understand the real world. But that monologue, I'm talking about, y'all.
It was bone chilling.
Tears was just coming down. Because, like, I mean, I know what it's like to be a woman. Toya know what it's like to be a woman. We know what we struggle with. But to have somebody on screen on a movie that was supposed to be about a pretty girl, because she was stereotypical Barbie.
Stereotypical Barbie.
It was a pretty girl, thin waist, thin girl. Even the viral walking out of the shoes. With, she walks on her toes. Like, all of that was symbolic of being the perfect girl or being the perfect looking person. And so for her to have, for the director, I think her name was Greta, I think. And then Margot Robbie actually did a little bit of producing in the movie too. Wow. So it was all of their idea to completely change this idea of what we had about Barbie, to kind of put women in the forefront and say, look, we deal with bullshit. We deal with a lot of shit, but everything rides on our backs. Kids, family, husband, like everything is on our backs. And then it's the same people who need our help pulling us in all these different directions.
It is true. And it's sometimes a very unappreciated role to
Absolutely.
be a woman. And I also like that I don't think we skipped over in our notes, but the weird girl. So
Weird Barbie.
not the weird Barbie. So I guess something happened to her where she just got bent out of shape, and she just how we've all cut our dolls' hair and put markers and stuff over them, but she ended up being that doll. But she was the weird doll, and I really think that. Well, they did shed light on it, but the weird doll is the one who literally told her, like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what you have to do. She gave her tough love, like, no, you have to make this choice. You have to do this.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's still like, even the weird, it was so inclusive for everybody.
Yes.
A weird girl had power to literally push her to even go to the real world. And I'm like, you got people like that, and today you'll look at them just because they look weird. They can be some of the most powerful, beautiful, intelligent people that you've seen.
Because they've been through shit. You know what I mean? Like, they have a story to tell. They have, advice to give because they've actually been through things. That's why the whole idea of Margot Robbie being stereotypical Barbie is she hadn't been through any of this. Yeah. And all these women around her have been through situations, and so they were able to lift her up, as women should do, and teach her, like, okay, girl, pull your bootstraps on, put your big girl panties on, we finna ride the wave.
That's right. So in order to take back their power, they had to do things, and it was something like, that's what we have to do in dating. That's what we have to do with these men. We have to stroke their ego. We have to make them think that they're strong just so we can kind of, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what, the funny part that got me was when, Ken was having his breakdown after he thought he was ruling Barbie world or whatever. And she came and she talked to him so nice and so sweet. And she was like, Ken, I'll be with you. And, just stroking his ego, like you said. But the first thing that he did after she did that, he tried to kiss her. And she was like, hold on. But it's like,
give them an inch, they take it to the moon.
Yeah, but, people we saw on social media, a lot of people were saying that it made men look bad. And it's like, you really don't have to make something look bad that's true.
That's
like,
right.
A lot of men don't connect the dots. Like, you go from A to Z. Just like, and just that small example of she was being nice to him, so he automatically thought, oh, let me kiss you, this is sexual or whatever. Right. And it's like, no, I'm just being nice, And so I feel like men can't sometimes process the underlying meaning. Like, men don't read between the lines, women do.
Right.
Men see what you put in front of them, women read between the lines. We see the big picture. That's just how we are, which is why I feel like no man should be without a woman. Like, a woman is going to direct you where you need to go. They're going to help you out in life. If that's your woman, then, she's going to uplift you or whatever.
Right.
So I feel like, that's okay for men to not be that, because that's why you have a woman by your side to do that for you. Like, we all are supposed to complement each other.
That's true.
I don't need to be this masculine person when I got a man. And you don't need to be in your feminine, and you don't need to be doing certain things when you got a woman. Like, we there to support each other.
That's true.
So when men start talking about, oh, I didn't like the movie because they made men look bad, and it's like, you didn't really process like what was going on.
Your ego, you can't put your ego and your pride aside to not feel like you're being, someone's picking on you.
Right.
It's like, let us have this. Yeah. Y'all control our bodies with the government. Y'all control a lot of narratives y'all control corporate America.
Everything.
Y'all control everything. And it's like, the one thing, like, it's no way in hell, like, you can miscrew this and be like, oh, I'm offended. And I'm like, why does this offend you when we're just sharing a, like, this is our outlook on
Well, that's
things.
why I said this is our struggle. This is what we deal with. When somebody comes to you and says, this is what I'm dealing with, and not just one woman, but a society of women come to you and say, these are things we did. Why can't you listen?
Yeah.
Why are you still playing the victim? Which is, it's very weird to me that you have all these women out here saying, oh my God, the Barbie movie touched me because it touched on things that I've been dealing with my whole life, or that we deal with as women. Yep. Like, not only do we have to fight men, we got to fight other women.
We do.
And it's like, for you to take yourself and put yourself in the victim role, like, just because a woman is expressing something she deals with. And I don't remember one time it ever said anything actually negative about a man. Most of it was, this is what women deal with. I maybe think there were underlining situations, like when he tried to kiss her or something like that. Like, I think there was underlying things, but not one time did it downgrade the men.
And I'm like, the people and the critics and everybody who had a problem with it, I'm like, y'all are talking, they said in Barbie world, women rule and all this other stuff like that. They gave an accurate depiction of what happens in the real world. So I'm like, y'all getting mad because motherfucker in Barbie fake pretend land that women rule? My goodness. Someone please untuck your balls. Seriously.
I think the bigger picture too is that, you know, this was a lot of conversation when Hillary Clinton was running for president, is that a woman can't run. She can't have that high of power because we're emotional and we're fickle. And there were women that agree with that, right? I agree with it to a certain extent. Yeah, because when Sally Sue come in town for the month, bitch, I'm everybody. I'm running over this motherfucker like a Tonka truck. Like I'm Godzilla coming through this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If I was president. But I do know that women have the ability to shut shit off to do what they got to do.
Right. For sure.
Moms do it every day.
Every day.
So it's like, to downgrade somebody because they deal with something they ain't asked to deal with. Let's start there. If I ain't have to have a cycle, I wouldn't. If I didn't have to PMS, I wouldn't. So you downgrade somebody for dealing with something that they never chose to deal with in the first place, and tell them that they can't be president because they're too emotional. We need emotion to run this country.
We do need a little.
Because if we continue letting people who always play the victim run the country, then it's like, are you even getting what you want as a man in this country?
That's true. That's true. That's true. They said, child, that some of the backlash was, of course, like we just talked about, the negative portrayal of Ken, which is a representation of men in our society, and how they made them look dumb and weak. Now, did y'all think that they just made that up, or do you think that they're pulling from, like, did none of that resonate with y'all? Because we can admit we emotional. We can be crazy as hell sometimes. We can, we can use that as a strength as well. Y'all can be dumb. And you can be weak in some areas. Not saying that you're that overall, but it's like
But you can't tell me it's not a single man out here that acted like or acts like Ken did, as far as groveling at her feet, wanting her to be around him, wanting her to date him. You can't tell me ain't a man out here in the world that do that. It's men out here that let women take care of them.
And when you get with the lame nigga and you give them a little bit of power, they give an inch, they take it to the moon, and then they want to go and change the whole world and take over stuff. So
like a toddler mad.
Like a man, exactly. That's exactly what it's like, actually. So they said it was a poor representation of feminism, as it included all notion of faith and family. If that's not blatant, a woman is supposed to be this docile, supposed to, always be I guess not this powerful, unapologetic being.
Yeah.
Because faith and family, yeah, y'all wanted her to be in the kitchen with the maids and taking care of the kids, and y'all wanted her to chase after Ken.
Yeah.
Y'all wanted her for Ken to, y'all wanted it to be the other way around. Y'all can't, like, what? I don't understand a woman showing all of her glory and not being a woman not being attached to kids or work or whatever. These little ladies literally led a life of luxury.
They live by themselves. They live, luxury every day.
Every day. The ones that wanted to work, worked. The ones that didn't. But I mean, like, literally every night was a girl party.
Yeah, it was girls' night. Every night is girls' night.
Right. So
even when Ken was like, he wanted to hang out with her, she was like, but I can't, because every night's girls' night.
Exactly. It's like that. I mean, it's a place where girls rule, because in the real world, guys do rule.
Well, let me say this too. I think that people took Barbie world too literally. So the whole premise of Barbie world was because Ruth, when she created Barbie, it was because she created Barbie in a world where men already ruled. So what she was trying to do with Barbie is give this persona to little girls of, you're a girl, you can do it just as good. You know what I'm saying? And so what they did in the movie to make a complete contrast from what the real world is to make Barbie where women rule. It wasn't to say that, women should rule all the time. No, it was saying, let me show you the complete contrast. Let me show you why Barbie was created, so I can teach little girls that you can run, you can jump, you can play in the mud, you can be a construction worker, you can do anything you want, you can be the president, you can be anything, but I needed to to create a world where women were doing everything so that I could show you the stark opposite of what was happening in the real world. I think it's just taken so literally.
It is.
And it was never supposed to be literally like, oh, women should only be president, or women should only, like, it wasn't meant to be like that.
It was just showing you a different world.
Exactly.
Just like Disney. You have underwater.
Like, yeah, we don't have singing mermaids in real life.
Right.
Like, so why are we taking Barbie so literally to say that, oh, then men, they treat men bad?
Because in Disney, all of the Disney princesses and stuff like that, their refuge or their happiness is tied up in a man.
Well,
this is where
that's where our dating ideas come from. All the movies we watched growing up as kids, that we were gonna meet this knight in shining armor, or this Belle, and you know, that it was gonna be Rapunzel, like it was gonna be this man to come save us. That was all written in our childhood, but Barbie was too.
That's true.
So it's like, who did you resonate with?
That's true. Well, now I resonate with Barbie, and I want to go buy a Barbie. I do because they, you know, Barbie has, of course, we all love Barbie. Like in the beginning of the movie, they had baby dolls and showing how girls playing. I mean, from when we're young, we're playing with kitchen sets and iron, and we're nursing babies and feeding bottles, and then you have this unapologetic, beautiful woman that's like.
I forgot about the very beginning of the movie. They had these little girls playing with their baby dolls. And I know a lot of toddlers love to have their own baby as if they're not a baby. And they have a baby and they carry and they put in a stroller and all this kind of stuff. So they had these little girls having tea parties playing with their baby dolls. But then when this beautiful Barbie was created, they threw them babies to the side and they're like, I want to play with her.
I want to play with her.
And I mean, like I said, that's why Ruth created her. It was this strong, unapologetic, beautiful woman. And don't get me wrong, do I think that there are things wrong with the beauty standard that was created? Yes, but that's all Ruth knew. Yeah. Like, there was no different. You were a size 00 with a waist, you know, as big as my pinky. Like, that was normal back in her era. Yeah, because I think it was like the 60s, right?
Right. Yes, it was.
So that's all she knew. Like, had Barbie been created in 2023, she would have looked like Lizzo. Correct. And, you know what I mean?
Correct.
But, I mean, and then those variations did come out after a pregnant Barbie.
Sure did.
They tried to discontinue her, but.
They got Barbies and handicapped Barbies. All of this other stuff. So it's like, I like now that if you watch this movie, there's no way you can say that Barbie is the bimbo stereotypical, like, just unrealistic standard of beauty, because the way that they represented all type of women and the way that they represent her now, it's kind of like, okay, now she is again, in fact, just a symbol of like women empowerment.
Yeah.
She is.
That's what it is. It's not to say that women should take over the world. Like, that's too literal of a interpretation of the movie. It's more like, women do a lot. Women deal with a lot. Women are very smart.
We do.
And you shouldn't downplay what we offer to society.
Because we can do everything, and we can do it in stilettos.
Absolutely.
Y'all can't do it in stilettos. And we don't want you to.
Please.
Because when you got to go mow that fucking lawn.
I mean, if you want to, you know, you can go out there.
I love a nigga that woman. I know
you
want to
do it in heels.
I would not like for you to do it in heels, but you know, hey, whatever.
To each his own.
You know, they don't want to get their hands. Some of them don't want to get their hands dirty.
Well, hey, mow the lawn, then we go get a manicure.
They also, and I'm pretty sure some little dick white wing conservatives said that they promoted things like feminist and trans grooming, and decorated it in a pink bow to manipulate our younger audiences.
Yeah, so they were saying that
small is your dick.
Right. They threw in the trans Barbie and all the pink and all that to like groom, the example I made about the gay couples being in every show now. I don't, like I said, it wasn't in your face. It was never I'm putting this in there because I want the trans community to get the recognition they need. It was nothing like that. It was just, we're all Barbie. We're all a person, a human with a name, and you respect us as such. It was never, oh, she's fat. Oh, she's trans. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. None of that was in your face. And then another thing, this movie ain't even for kids.
It's not for kids. But it was so appropriate that if you took a kid, they wouldn't know it was a trans woman.
No, they wouldn't.
They would not pick up they would not pick up on any of the little golden nuggets of, like when America Ferrera did that monologue on how uncomfortable it is to be a woman. They will be looking at the aesthetics of the movie.
Right.
So that further lets me know that your dick is the size of a shrimp. And I bet you if half these men or whoever is talking, pull your pants down and let's see. I would understand why you talking the way you talking. Pull it down. You ain't got no kickstand coming out them pants.
Oh, not a kickstand. That remind me of Gold Member. I used to watch that movie.
Good movie.
5 times a day.
Too. That's a good movie. The one with Beyonce.
Yeah, literally used to watch it on VHS.
That's true.
Over and over again.
That's a gem too. That's a culture gem too.
No, but yeah, there's no grooming involved because the movie is for adults.
Right.
Like you said, if you take a 10-year-old, you can come out and have this conversation after the fact because they may not understand all of it, but they're starting to understand that there are things that women are dealing with. Because they're in school, so they can understand things, but you would still have to have this type of conversation with them. They ain't just gonna get it like we get it. So I don't think like I said, it was never in your face. So how could there have been grooming involved?
Exactly. That's like the stuff that you guys have. Let us. Man, I hate to beg or ask, like, let us have this, but it was such a feel-good movie.
It was.
Every woman, hopefully every guy, every kid or whatever, you can find some enjoyment in it. Like, even because we go see, I love Marvel movie and the masculinity and all of this other stuff that's in half of these shows. We can appreciate that. Just let us appreciate this.
It is what it is, whether it's a man or a woman or whatever. I think that, you just have to look deeper and see, one, the reason why Barbie was created, and two, why this movie was created. Because I even had the conversation with my godmom. She was like, well, is it for a 4-year-old? And I said, well, she wouldn't get it. I said, she would think it's cute and, look at stuff, but she wouldn't understand, which she maybe not understand any movie she watching. She 4, so she was like, well, I don't understand why they keep creating these movies and changing. I said, the movie Barbie was never created to resemble what we grew up with. Right. It was specifically designed for us to understand women. This is what women deal with. This is what women go through. Barbie was this person back in the 60s. She's now transitioned into somebody that can teach us a lot about what we used to know. And
it's representative of the evolution of women.
Yeah.
40 years ago, 50, 60 years ago, we couldn't work. Now we working or whatever. So it's kind of like, you might think Barbie is the bimbo. Barbie was the shit when she first came out. And then she had unrealistic standards of beauty. And then now that everybody is so inclusive and they're showing all different shapes, size, handicap, variations of what a woman is, it's like it's Barbie represents the modern day woman, and she's not going anywhere. And I'm happy that they made her it's more than just a beauty figure now. It's like, she's
got depth.
She's got depth.
Oh, and even, at the end of the movie, it showed stereotypical Barbie, which is Margot Robbie, like transitioning into the real world. So she left Barbie world, transitioned to the real world, and is now becoming a woman. So I remember when we had a conversation, like, why she go to the OB at the end of the movie? It was her rite of passage. It was her becoming a woman. Because remember, she didn't have genitals till she got to the real world. And, our first thing of becoming a woman is like our period, going to the OB, doing those.
So she wanted to learn about
things.
Her.
So she was becoming a woman. Like, it was her rite of passage into becoming an actual woman. Like we did when we were, tweens or whenever we started our cycles or whatever. We first time going to the OB, like terrified, you know. It's like, wait, what's this coming? Like, I'm hurting.
And I'm happy that they did that instead of like, it's some stuff that it was like, man, unapologetic woman type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of, and not knocking by any other body else, but even if you buy whatever, you go into the OBGYN, like that's a woman thing. So for them to be like, that's the first thing you gonna do, not kiss a man, not go to work, not have a baby, find love or whatever. You literally did something where you taking care of yourself. Like it's a woman thing. Yeah. Let me do a woman thing.
Yeah. I just feel like it was like her rite of passage. Like, oh, you're a woman now. Now you need to go to the OB. Yeah. Which, I mean, that may be very old-fashioned of me to say. I'm very traditional. But thinking about it, it's like, because you went to the OB, now you're a woman. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have said it like that. But it is. It's like, people say, you know, when you get your cycle, then you become a woman, not age-wise, but that, because now you're childbearing, you know, so I feel like that's the whole reason why they plotted that at the end of the movie, because we were so confused at the end. We was like, well, why she go to the OB? And I said, she ain't got genitals. And Toya was like, well, she in the real world now, so she must got genitals. And then later on, I thought about it. I was like, it's her rite of passage. Like,
she ready to knock that twat down.
Well, okay. You always going to take it there.
That's what she ready.
You're always gonna take it there.
She feel one of them feelings, and
she's
like, "Whoa, let me see what's going on down. It's a party in my panties."
You know what, y'all? I'm gonna have to end on that note.
I think that's
because why has she always got to take it there?
I mean, what's wrong with sex?
Nothing wrong with it, but it's not why she went to the OB. Because she's having a party in her panties.
She gotta make sure everything up under the hood was correct so she can get to thumping.
Guys, I love you for watching. Please don't leave us hanging because of Toya's whatever.
Some people out there are thinking it.
Okay. Love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Make sure you catch us next week on another episode of Misunderstood the Podcast, of course, on YouTube and all of our streaming platforms. We hope that you guys are happy that we're back. You can tell us that in the comments if you want to. We love seeing love letters from you guys. We'll catch you next week on another episode. Bye.
This is the Spotlight Podcast Network.